That's such a yeah.
Dude, I fucking love that, man.
I mean, it'll only be that for this year.
A shame.
So wait, what time stamp are you at? Pause it.
Did it fix?
Oh.
Okay, so we're back in action here. We had a little bit of a time jump.
All right. So
Are we synced?
Yeah, I just went to max time. So we're like 3 hit. Yeah, so we're on time. A nice shutdown coming through onto the Jacks. We're not sure what happened or how we got here, but we are here. 30 minutes in. Sole point for the side of Citrine. Looks like we got a shutdown onto the Jin.
Okay, I guess we're live. Hopefully everything works out for the rest of the game. In our little intermission there, it looks like there was an ocean picked up as well. So that means that Citrine's back on to Soul Point. We can see from the little progress bar there were a few kills as well going away of them. So yeah, we're back to interesting game state. Only about 1.5k. I'm gonna guess that arrow missed, yeah, based on the mini map and direct camera.
Good old directed camera taking us away from the action.
You can always trust and know when there's nothing going on if the direct camera doesn't show you. So yeah, game's about even, honestly, at this point. Oh, here we go, Gav. You love to see it.
Even though you and I are the only ones that can see
Yeah,
this.
my boy is zooming out for me. So I got all the eyesight. Nope, we're back in. Okay.
Yeah, I had to do it. Go back in. Just wanted to see if it worked.
Back to depression.
It looks like the gold lead has almost been neutralized here by Citrine. Ooh, that is a lot of gold on the Graves. Richest man in the game.
I mean, at this point in the game, the gold lead doesn't really mean too much. You're probably not going to win based on 1.4k more items, more goals worth of items at least. So it's now just
the
about
individual
execution,
gold
really.
lead. Yeah, the individual gold lead is less important, but the team gold lead still matters until their full build, I would say.
I mean, it's really, at this point, like, well, 1.4k is about like a BF sword, and I don't think that's going to win you a fight, especially when it's probably spread out across your team. But regardless, looks like we're posturing around Baron here. Both teams doing a little vision dance, trying to find what they can. As Mystical Roach still trying to work the side lane, or at least the member they put on the side lane with them, going aggressive here onto Lewis. Learning everything, but the trade back is pretty big from the Big Bear. Maybe going to be forced to Stormbringer out here. No, doesn't dodge the counter tracks. Might be in a bit of trouble. Hasn't even used it yet because he doesn't need it. Maybe even looking for more here would be a bad idea, methinks.
I don't know.
Counter-Strike is burned, and now if he brings the Stormbringer, no, he's just going to flash on in. It's a huge 1v1 if he can land it, but no.
He bonked the wall. He bonked the wall. That's
sad.
That's so misleading because the pathing in the area of effect showed it going over the wall.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
The targeting indicator lies, and it's so sad because you look like an idiot. You're like, oh, look at Lewis. Does he even know how to play the champion, man? He just ultra straight on the wall. But if you don't play Volibear, man, you don't get it.
The big components of that fight were the Spirit Visage and the Empowered W.
You got a lot of healing there. So many times dropped low, but able to stick in the fight. And now Baron Dance is still going on, but in about 40 seconds, Soul Point is available for the Citrine squad if they can take it.
I would love to see Citrine trade away Baron for Soul.
Yeah, I think for Ocean Soul, that's always worth pretty much that soul is worth anything in the game, barring like the Nexus. Especially on a team like the one that Citrine is running, it'll be huge on Volibear, huge on Lissandra as well. And we might see a Baron sneak, and that just opens the door for the trade. But
Or
Citrine
does
isn't
it?
doing
They're
anything.
recalling. Oh
They're
wait, no,
recalling.
Graves and Thresher pathing down immediately. Jax,
Okay.
I think they know what's going on.
I hope they do. They do. Lysandra is teleporting in, so it should be the trade, but a bit concerning there. The hawk shot was very late to spot out the plot of Catalyst. So the epic objectives are traded,
And I
but
think as long as you can wait out this Baron buff and not concede a Nexus stat, or not Nexus, but Inhib Tower, I think this is a huge win for Citrine.
I mean, even if you give up the inhib itself, the soul point is so huge. It looks like Catalyst is going to leverage this immediately. Just try and shove it 5-man down mid. They're looking for a lot off of this play. They traded the soul
Sandra
for it.
posturing above for a possible flank.
In the side. I don't think they have vision here. Can't quite see on the mini map because of the champion portrait. But if they find a big flank here, it could be devastating. Hook not gonna land.
It's
Everyone on
almost
that
like he's
squad.
throwing those hooks to get them to go to that side, though. So now that the pink's there, the blue ward does spot out the Lysandra. So she was not on vision, but it appears it was sussed out.
Okay, they're still gonna go regardless because it's gonna be a huge initiation. For some reason, the League of Legends logo is on my screen, but what isn't anymore is the bot lane of Catalyst taken out with the collateral damage. Huge from Jungle Monster. Now Lewis and Rogue going to resume their duel on the top side of this fight, but in goes further is Rogue trying to be a hero 1v5, but you just can't do that these days, friend. He's going to get taken now. Now Jungle Monster's looking for the quadra in this fight. If he can pick it up, might be timed out, but does it really matter to the smoke screen fade away? Shouts Kobe into the mic as he finds that one. Beautiful stuff from the entire squad of Citrine.
That was beautiful team fight from the side of Citrine. They made a clear call, clearly, for the Ashe to go in. Lysandra followed up. I know you missed a little bit of it, but the stream did not. And Lysandra got an immediate ult after the flash onto the Jhin, which allowed him to get deleted by the Graves. That was just a well played. If it wasn't for the Baron buff, this would be game.
Yeah. Also, curiously, for some reason, my League client decided to open itself during that fight.
I was like, I didn't see a logo on my screen, so
that was weird. It was like the big League of Legends font, just like in the center of my screen. So
yeah, right where the action was.
That explains the mystery. But yeah, I don't know what that's about. I've not gone off of the screen since our little
Paparito can
breakdown.
sense that you need to play.
No, I don't think I need to play this game for a long time.
And they defended the mid inhib tower. It looks like the bot one did drop, but I mean that was just a great team fight. And with how short the Ashe cooldown is on the ult, they're back up and ready to do it again.
No summer spells on Slipstream for this next one, so it might be a little bit easier to get onto. But at this point, he's not the threat. It's Jungle Monster coming in 928. Huge on the Graves right now. Full build, looking to carry this one out.
And Steve, aka Slipstream, does have the GA.
Yeah. And also, Lewis doing his best in this one. Both top laners sort of lacking on the KP. We saw Lewis do his best there to stop up Mystical Rogue. Honestly, I think Mystical Rogue should have taken the hint from Lewis and just opted out of that fight, because what he did was aggressive, to say the least.
Yeah. Well, when you're ahead on Jax, you do get a little cocky. I mean, but back to Lewis, he's doing what he needs to do, and that's just be a damage soak, because really, and then try to stop Jax when it's in the solo lane, because other than that, like, he's not really in a position to do any sort of engaging or any of that kind of thing. He's just kind of the front line to stand in front of this Graves and Ashe. The hook goes a little wide.
Probably thankful for that as he gets rooted up here. They might be going forward. The bubble will land, so Urian's got the kill. Once again, over-aggression from Iowa being swiftly punished by all the CC on the side of Catalyst.
And yeah, another QSS comes out for this Jhin. He's got a cleanse, a QSS, and a Mikhail's.
Good luck with that one.
He does not want to get hurt.
Also, interesting, what was the Mikhails used on in that last fight there? Because the hook missed. Astral Ulti wasn't
That's
used.
not Mikhail's, that's the redemption.
Oh, you are correct. I feel like an idiot. Whatever. But yeah, very hard to lock down Urian. And despite the fact that it's sort of been swinging in Citrine's favor recently, you still got to watch out for the Jin. He's doing so much damage. Once he completes his Merc Sim, he'll be full build.
Yeah, he does do a lot of damage to the likes of this Thresh and the carries, but what is he gonna do to Lewis? Lewis has a lot of armor.
That is true.
That is
It'll
a big
be
bear.
it's very hard for Volbear to really do anything against this team though. Jungle Monster's going very aggressive here. He's got the lantern if he needs it. Gonna take it, of course.
The drowsy
that
does
was-
come down. It's
yeah.
nice to bait that out.
Ulti committed from just Belmont. Maybe a little aggressive as another good bubble. We've been talking about Iowa all game, but Fizz is also having a great game on the Nami. Both supports doling out the CC as much as they can. As we see the fight being set up here around the Elder Drake Baron up. But of course, that's not what these teams want, as Iowa bubbled again. And they're starting up the Drake here. Maybe a little aggressive. As I was going to find the hook onto Fizz, and already so much damage, but not quite the kill. Shockwave will find jungle to keep him out of the fray, but Lewis is big in the back line of Catalyst, and over the wall goes Lissandra. We don't quite see what's going on because all we see now is Mystical Roll trying to do as much as he can, but he can't find the kill. Meanwhile, Lilia will be stunned up, forces the golden. Zoni is out, but not going to die. Or sorry, does die. Not going to save her. And now in the middle of the team is just Belmont, finds one kill, shut down onto Slipstream, and the team fight is breaking apart here. Souls finds another kill onto Iowa with that ball, and now shut down onto Graves. That means that all the damage is dead. It's just the bear left in the end, and it won't last long.
A
Big team fight
crit
win here for
coming
Catalyst.
through. That was a big crit. It wasn't a fourth shot, but it was a crit from the 75% crit chance Jin, and it killed the Graves, giving him 1,000 gold shutdown and pretty much winning that fight, because I think Graves was primed to kill that Jin.
Just a little bit quicker on the reload mechanic, man. Would have been a different story. But that team fight was very chaotic. There were fights on like 3-4 fronts. We had the hook onto Fizz. It didn't quite net the kill though, so he's able to stay alive, get some more healing out. And then everyone just sort of splits up. The top laners both charge in the backside. They get burned down eventually. And then after that, we had a big flank from Baby Lilia that didn't really find anything in the end.
Yeah, I would have liked to see that CC not coming down onto the Nami. I know you're going for whoever you hit, but that was a lot of wasted CC just onto Fizz.
Well, that fight's a different story if there's any real follow-up. It seemed like once they got the Nami to 400 health, I don't know if they thought that they had the Elder Drake buff or something, but they just stopped fighting. They sort of gave up on the play and looked to other targets. But you have to close out your kills.
Yeah. It's just going to be rough here to I just got to wait out both buffs on the side of Citrine, and then if you're Catalyst, you got to I think they need to end here.
Yeah. They just showed that they can win a fight, but it's very close down to the wire. As we crest the 44-minute mark here, all of Catalyst is going to be charging into the mid lane here. Tower shouldn't last long. Then get a few hits onto it, and just Belmont's just going to walk on in, flash into the hook, actually, but she's got the deletion. Stoles picks up the kill onto Slipstream, and now the fight should be just about over for the side of Citrine. Baby Lilia buys as much time between the ulti and the Zanyas. It's not going to be enough.
I think that is game.
3-man squad here. If you were going to drop it down to 3 men on the side of Citrine, this is who you want, as a hook comes in on the Stoles, but it's on to Jungle Master to try and find the damage here. Want to be loose, just rooted up and executed with that Drake buff. This should be it. Urian charging forward, no fear, got the speed up. Now hooked, not quite into the fountain, so it won't matter as the rest of his team takes the Nexus. Catalyst picks up game 2 of this series, so we've got 1-1. Game 3 coming up real soon.
And so far this series, Ash has not been able to win. That is a big damage graph there coming out of the gen.
Yeah. Jungle Master trying his best to match, but not quite. And still a good game from both teams. Went down to the wire, but in the end, it's Catalyst just able to edge out. So we're gonna take another quick break between the games here. Just a few minutes, we'll be bringing you Game 3 action of this Week 1 series here in Upsurge Junior League. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back to Champion Select for Game 3. Again, we're a bit delayed with the return, but hey, it works. This time we get in a little bit after the first pick, and we see the Lilia picked once again for
They're
Just
in-
Belmont, Game 3 in a row.
interesting enough. They also had a blue side Caitlyn ban.
Yeah, I
mean,
guess after
Was very terrifying.
they don't trust Urian on that pick, I suppose.
Ash Morgana, that's a strong bot lane coming through for the side of CCG.
Iowa was also pretty good on first game, able to find a lot of flash bindings when he needed them. But it'll be interesting once again to see if just Belmont can pull out the Lilia like he did last game, or if it's more like the first.
A Sona. Are we gonna see a Lux Sona bot lane?
I hope not, man. I do not want to see that one too
I guess
much.
it really wouldn't make sense with a Lilia pick.
No,
Now, if that was
instead it's
Hecarim, it would.
Sona Misfortune.
Hmm.
A lot of personality in that bot lane, but I don't really
That's
see the
exactly
actual appeal. Yeah, two champions that I wouldn't really call good right now. I
And then
know
I
this.
do like this lock in here. They get the Galio before it has the chance to be banned.
Yeah, there's quite a few misfortune simps out there who are like, nah, bro, trust me, she's totally good right now. But I just never buy it, man. Even when she is actually strong, I always feel like there's someone better out there. So
Yeah.
interesting that this is the bot lane they're going to in game 3.
I don't know why. I mean, I know Morgana into Jin, like Jin into Morgana is kind of a little bit iffy, but man, Urian on that Jin last game was pretty spicy with that damage.
And again, you have the Jin to answer into the Ash.
And yeah, it'd be interesting to see the thought process here, and we see the same round 2 bans, and well, we won't see a Galio ban this game. Let's see if we get a Volibear ban possibly. Oh, and Olaf. Don't want that to come through for Jungle Monster again.
Yeah, he was quite proficient on the pick in the first game. But yeah, I'm still hung up on that Sona pick. I think that champion is not good right now.
Yeah, you know who's
For
still
me.
open? Graves. Still pretty strong pick. Hecarim. Also a very strong pick at the moment. I don't know Jungle Monster's champion pool, and then we see the CC machine Sejuani come through.
That's interesting.
I don't hate it.
Well, I kind of do because it feels like in the first 2 games, Monster has been their best player, at least in terms of a carry threat. Or, game 1, the Olaf was absolutely huge for early game, and even just going later into team fights. And then the last game, it was kind of all on the Graves to try and carry. Fortunately, he wasn't able to pull it off, but
See a
kept
Lucian
it
mid and
on.
a Ornn. I mean, oof.
Yeah, that's interesting. Perhaps they picked the Sona because they want to run the double marksman. But
Yeah, I don't know how Lucian is into Galio. I'm curious to see how this plays out.
I would imagine that if the plays are right, it would be absolutely brutal for the Galio. Provided that he can kite out properly, and we'll see Wannabe Lewis on the set again this game. As,
I'm gonna check the win rate real quick. See who wins the matchup. That's a Galio favored matchup. That's what I kind of thought like early on, like with the taunt and like
yeah, but this
kind of
this is
pressures the lane early.
also we're looking at solo queue statistics right here, and of course,
Doesn't always translate, but
the type of players that are attracted to the middle lane Lucian are oftentimes not players that win a lot. If we're being honest, sort of a very selfish mentality that outside of a coordinated team environment can be very hard to pull off. So we'll see if Catalyst is practiced enough to take this one with the mid Lucian.
wait, you've got Mystical Rogue on the Lucian. They swapped roles, and you've got Stoles playing that Ornn, getting put on Ornn duty.
That's
Interesting. I mean, they were hovering, but right before the stream came up, they were hovering the Lucian as a first pick, a potential first pick. So,
So yeah, that is not entirely unexpected. We could see last game that Mystical Rogue was trying his best to sort of win through his own lane with the aggressive split push, as well as kind of going 1v5 in some of the team fights there. So maybe with this, he can try and carry the game himself. Lucian should have a bit of an easier job of doing that than the Jax. It'll be interesting to see what happens throughout this game.
and then as we run through the champ select here, just see the picks roll through. I do like the comp on side of Citrine. It's got a lot of the same things they had in the first game.
Mm-hmm.
Be interesting to see how this Mystical Rogue and Stoles lane swap affects this game.
So I go.
So, game 3 here in the first series. Obviously, there's still a lot of time left in the season to grow for both teams, but so far it's been looking good from both sides. You know, game 1 was a bit of a stomp, to put it lightly, but game 2 was down to the wire. Both teams showcased very good strengths.
Kind of started off as a stomp on the side of Citrine, and then
Yes, Citrine was rolling, and then some mistakes in the top lane a little bit, and then Iowa was just trying to leverage that lead a little too much. It's always risky trying to make that happen on Thresh versus something like the Jin Nami. So kind of allowed them back into game there, but still good to see the aggression and good to see a nice comeback from Catalyst Carbon. They did a very good job of turning it around. Almost in the end, they let it slip away, but that last Elder Drake team fight just sort of showcased the difference in their team comp strengths. Where when that fight was split up, it was very hard for the side of Citrine to do anything.
agreed. I will be interested, like I said, to see if Stoles. I don't know if it's because they don't trust him on carries as much, or maybe he's just not a proficient Lucian player and Rogue is, but be interested to see how this Set versus Ornn matchup goes in the top lane. If Lewis can get rolling, that's going to be an unfun time for Stoles.
And on a technical note, for some reason your screen share is not working right now, so in case you could restart that.
Is it working now?
No, I'm just getting a loading screen. There we go. Back in it.
Yeah, we're almost there through the champ select. They're finishing out there, hopefully getting the right runes masteries. We don't want to see any losses because of that. It's always unfun. Be interested to see if this Ornn decides to go with the Grasp of the Undying or decides to go for the fun Chad build and go Unsealed Spellbook for the endless possibilities.
I feel like recently the spellbook build has been falling out of favor a little bit, correct?
Specifically on Ornn, not so much. Ornn and actually Galio is another one who can also utilize it.
I always prefer the Predator Galio. That's personally more fun. but will be interesting to see what the Orn goes up there. Now on to skins, of course. Thunderlord Orn, I think it's a safe bet.
I think it's gonna be. I'm gonna go ahead and disagree. I think it'll be base.
We've already seen Lewis break out the Mecha Kingdoms. I hope that I'm wrong, but I think he'll probably stick with it. Sejuani, I'm feeling the Beast Hunter one. Just Belmont one on Spirit Blossom, so we'll probably go back to it. Mystical Rogue probably gonna bring out High Noon. Galileo will be Infernal again. Slipstream is a project player. Iowa prefers Coven, of course. I'm feeling Pool Party from Misfortune. I think that's a safe bet. And as for Sona, I wouldn't be surprised if it's the new skin, the Psyops one.
I agree with all of the ones on the red side, aside from Sejuani. I think it'll be the Poro Rider, mostly because I want to see that one. Sona, I think it'll end up being the Rebel one. And then Lucian, I think, will be the was that Pulsefire that had the Prestige Edition?
Oh, yeah.
So if he's truly a Lucian player that plays quite a bit of Lucian, he went for that Prestige Edition.
We shall see about that one. But a minute out of game 3 here. Just based off of the comps, I'm a little concerned about the lack of damage on the side of Citrine. Ash recently, it's not the same Ash that we saw, last season where she's just a utility pick. She does pump out quite a bit of damage, but it's still not a ton. And I'm concerned that if she goes down, where does the rest come from?
I mean, it's very, like I was saying, it's very similar to the comp they had in game number 1. It's aside from you swap out obviously the Sejuani for the Olaf and the Ashe for the Caitlyn. I think the difference is maybe it's a little bit less damage out of the Ashe, but it's a little bit more utility, and the same can be said with Sejuani. She gets that AoE stun.
I suppose the Galio does put out a ton of damage despite supposed to being a tank. So we'll see. They should be able to pull it off. There's a lot of damage on the side of Catalyst Carbon, though.
I missed
3 carried threats.
the right after rework Galio when you just go full AP and one shot people with the Winds of War.
Yeah, I do not miss that. But as we load into this game, I want to talk to you about our sponsor. We are happy to be sponsored by Lazy Lizard Co., a small batch curated candle shop which uses all natural ingredients. Candles made by Lazy Lizard have unique scents and premium burn time that lasts for hours. Perfect gaming atmosphere is just a wick away. Enjoy a generous 15% discount on all Lazy Lizard candles when you use the CCG discount code CCG15. Non-discounted candles only, cannot combine with sales or other offers. Once again, thank you for Lazy Lizard for sponsoring us here at Crystal Cave. And we are probably just about ready to get into game 3 of this series.
And we are tied as far as the skins are concerned. So I believe that's a tie overall.
I think I beat you out by a point last game, didn't I?
I thought we were tied. That it was
Can we get our producer to confirm?
on the first. I think it's tied. I could be incorrect, but I know this one is a tie for sure, and the first one was a tie for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then I am paused at 0, Nat, if you would like to sync up and start. Holy shoot. You want to cast like this, Oceans?
Yeah, that looks about right.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're at 0.
All right, we are good to go here. Right off the bat, it's important to notice that the first Drake of the game will be Ocean. So no threat of soul there.
Very fitting.
hmm And that will be a very big contested objective early on because probably both
We've
the
got
OC.
a potential invade. I hope they go around it. They don't have a sweeper, so it will be spotted by a ward, which is unfortunate.
hmm
Looks
Good on Yuri to sort of sniff that one out.
like they're full on committing.
hmm Botland's probably just gonna back out here. There's no real reason to stick around. You know, you can't take the 2v4 and the rest of your team isn't there to respond. So there's no sense.
They did suss out that there was probably they probably walked over a ward initially. So the warded
Mhm.
ping comes down, and it looks like it's just going to be an exchange of information on both sides. Uh, Feverish ping on the suspected ward from the side of Catalyst. I think they know that that's warded based on the number of pings that came through, but I'm not 100%.
Mhm. So you'll see if there's any early game shenanigans. Both bot lanes going into the river.
Oh, nope. The side of Catalyst
Mhm.
definitely picked a safe route.
Yeah, not surprising that the Sona player is a coward, of course. You see Lewis already starting the brawl up here with a good face breaker in the wave.
And we do see the grasp coming out. And the only reason I suggested two reasons I suggested for the unsealed, it allows you to potentially fight a little bit more because you can pick those, unexpected summoners. And two, it's hard to get grasp procs off.
Huh? I don't know
Consistently.
because I mean, there's gonna be no point in the game where the set doesn't want to fight, so you'll be constantly getting the procs off. I don't think proccing it will be a very big problem for him. And certainly, you say you take the spellbook to fight, but I don't think you really ever have a chance of killing the set. So,
Oh, it wouldn't be an alone, but you always have the burst combo, but you take an early exhaust as we see
oh, what is this? Jungle
Wannabe
Monster might be on the sedge duty,
forcing
but he's still going aggressive. Forces a flash. Wannabe Lewis. Actually, this is going to be bad because in comes a stun from the face breaker. Flash with the haymaker gets the kill there. First blood goes the way of Wannabe Lewis. 3 minutes in.
Yeah, and we did got a brief glimpse of that mid lane right afterwards, and see how Lucian's not able to just press forward. That's why I don't like. Little interested by the pick because they knew it was in the Galio.
Yeah, so that early invade from Jungle Monster there, and another early gank gets the cleanse out, and no, the stun doesn't quite land. The flashes forward from both champions means that it should be a double kill here for
Oh,
Mystical Rogue. It all goes wrong on the play. That'll
that's
be 2 kills
unfortunate.
early for the Lucian. I
That
think
is
now,
unfortunate. Now he should be able to run the lane.
yeah, now he'll be able to push up as much as he pleases. 2 kills on the board for Crystal or Catalyst Carbon, yeah. We got so many C's in this game, man. As
Another kill coming through for Lewis. The minion damage coming through
yeah,
on top of
just
the face breaker and the
just
show.
barely
Or not
pushed that big old meatball with the edge of that haymaker. So many little precise things had to be right there to get the kill, but they all go the way of Lewis. So both teams have a 2-0 solo laner already.
I will say, as much as Lucian is a pain, a 2-0 set that gets ahead, I mean, he's going to kind of almost
Yeah.
ignore the Lucian. Not necessarily ignore, but just be able to, like, control him. So,
That top lane is gonna be absolutely steamrolled now. And to go back to that play mid, the reason why it went so wrong for the side of Citrine is the E stun from Sejuani was not instant for some reason. Uh, that was sort of confusing.
The
But
cleanse.
also, yeah, the cleanse adds a whole lot of tenacity, and that stun is already pretty short as we see them go again. This one will probably go their way here. Yeah, the W will find the stack of the E passive to allow Jungle Monster to pick up a revenge kill on the shutdown.
I see. The double kill was an elaborate ruse. Said, hey, I'm gonna let you hold on to these
Yes.
buffs real quick.
Oh, extends them.
Yeah, see now he's still got double buffs. Lilia doesn't.
True,
So
true.
transfer that straight into Krug, straight into this Ocean Drake.
Real 5-head plays here.
The 200 IQ plays coming out of. Ooh, the sun comes
Yeah,
down.
here it comes. Just so much pain going on to Stoles here. He signed up for this top lane expedition, but this probably isn't what he wanted.
Now I'm not sure if the W was on cooldown, but if it was, there's a bit of a misplay there from the Ornn because you can W to stop that face breaker from pulling you in.
True, but the face breaker is so fast.
Ooh,
It's
very BM there.
yeah.
Stop
If you have
stopping was
the reaction speed to dodge out of it there, you should probably be in the LCS maybe, not
well,
the
it's more of like it would be more of I guess it wouldn't be a
prediction.
reactionary. You'd be like like you see him running at you, you know what Set's probably gonna be doing. He's gonna be looking for an E, like more than likely.
Yeah. But like right now, he's just standing like in between the melee and the casters, and at any moment he can press the E if Ornn does decide to lock up. So it's very tricky now for Stoles to exist in this lane.
I do hope that eventually down the road we get my favorite interaction between those two champions, which is a set ult onto a Bellows Breath Ornn. So he basically just picks up nothing and does the showstopper.
Yeah,
Great interaction.
I hope we see that not happen, and instead we get to see Wannabe Lewis just dunk the big old meatball into the marinara sauce that is the Catalyst squad. Because there's very few champions that you would rather use that ulti on than the Ornn.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I don't want it to happen from a rooting for Citrine standpoint. It's just a hilarious interaction.
Yeah, I mean I'm
Oh,
also off the team lines there. I just like Settle is probably my favorite ability in the game, and just seeing big ones just makes me happy, man.
so then to draw this back to your favorite game, TFT. See,
Oh, there it
there's
is.
the interaction.
Yeah,
Uh,
not
but
sure how much that was intentional, but still it comes through. As
the
oh, we're
shield blocks that
seeing
damage.
a lot of
Great.
trade there. Interestingly, the tree damage proc. I guess Ornn is just so big that he fills up over
No, that
half
wasn't
of
true
that.
damage. That was just the AD. Because
Hmm.
you still take attack damage on the sides.
Yeah, yeah. I thought I saw the white damage number there.
Mm-mm.
Regardless, still pretty good trade for Lewis, especially with the passive.
Yeah, passive and a vamp scepter. But what I was
Mm.
trying to say is one of the strongest units is a 5-cost unit in this new set, and it is set
Yeah.
actually.
Oh, again, Stoll's able to find the
He must be
invulnerable or
watching
unstoppable there.
he must be
Yeah,
watching the stream because
the stream
I told
sniping.
him about it. Yeah.
Dude, reading a pro guide or something
Ooh,
like that. Oh, okay, that Ash arrow looked to go a little wide, but it still hits, and Slipstream picks up a nice kill there.
Lewis was quick on the TP there to make sure that that did not go awry. This is looking a lot like the first game.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna pick up the Drake here. There shouldn't be any contest from just Belmont. Gonna just peek over the wall and said, no, I don't want a part of that. That's 4 people. Maybe try and steal it there, but no. And uh-oh, gonna get flash showstoppered by Lewis. His own
Oh,
flash won't save him.
unfor-
And in the end,
unfortunate that the The Sejuani ult comes through to steal the kill a little bit. The Glacial Prison was not needed, but
Oh, is that
was
Glacial?
utilized.
What's Lissandra's ult then? I thought Lissandra was Glacial
No,
Prison.
hers is Glacial Tomb, I
Ah,
believe.
I was saying the wrong thing all last game. No, I'm a bad caster.
See?
Butter chicken will no longer like me the most anymore. Yeah. Yeah, good play there on the bot side to pick up a bit of tempo on the Drake.
That is a
Lewis.
looking at
Yeah.
ultimate names. The Lilia ultimate, the Lilting Lullaby. That's like a.
Nah, it's asleep, man.
It's a bit of a
We
mouthful.
might be
Lilting
seeing the
Lullaby
sleep
does
here
have
as Iowa
shield
going to
cover.
get hit by some abilities. We got the Black Shield to keep himself safe and a good binder is fired back. Slipstream feels bold to go on this one. Forces the cleanse after the crescendo comes out, and now they're still looking for the fight. This time, Fizz able to sidestep, but in comes Baby Lilia. Gonna get the taunt onto one, but doesn't quite have the damage follow up to find a kill there. So both Summers burnt off the Citrine mid laner as flash forward from Urian won't find the kill. The minions, a superhero, eats that bind from Iowa, and
That
everyone walks away with their lives.
that melee minion might be the MVP for this early game for the side of Catalyst, because if that MF ult or MF gets hit with the Dark Binding, she's gonna get a face full of Galio.
Mm-hmm. And important to note that the real winner here of this fight is Mystical Rogue in the mid lane. He's free farming, got what is that, 2 tower plates off of that gank bottom or that teleport bottom from Baby Lilia, who got nothing really from that play.
The Orn Bully continues as the binding
Oh,
comes down, just to stop recalls. Not getting much with that, but
that's rude.
this Lewis is daring him to step up for CS.
Jungle Monster just gonna make himself known. He does have the Rift Herald in his pockets.
You also have a
So,
Galio ult, so potential dive on top of the Rift Herald.
mhm. Actually, not going to be dropped here. Sees Lilia in the area for a different angle.
I think that
Dangerous.
combined with the
Oh,
no
just
knowledge.
Belmont is so low here. The smite to get the slow, and now in comes the Glacial Prison. Gonna get so much damage. The Sejuani is huge, but just walks away. Decides to be benevolent, let the deer live for some reason.
Didn't the sleep did come through.
Did it? Did not
Mm-hmm.
catch that, and now Jungle Monster's in a assault, not good enough to get her over the wall. He'll drop there, shut down by the Ornn, and now Lucian forced the Flash and Cleanse away from Wannabe Lewis with the Showstopper. Now, this one's real risky here. Baby Lilia may be able to turn around here. He's got the taunt, but does he have the damage? Mystical Rogue barely gets out of that one. Justice Punch isn't long enough, and Wannabe Lewis can't find the face breaker to tag up that Lucian enough for the kill. He's trying his best, but just can't find anything before he is shut down. Big play topside, evens up the kills, still behind a little bit of gold. But once again, we see Catalyst Carbon start to claw their way back after an early deficit.
Yeah, that was a great start with forcing the Lily out. A questionable collapse. And they just kept fighting and tried to fight their way out instead of just trying to kite their way out.
Mm-hmm. And I mentioned before the game started that a lot of Mystical Rogue's success would be hinging on his ability to kite around these melee champions. Mentioned the Galio. Same goes for the Set. He did very well in that team fight to sort of dash away from all the important cooldowns. He didn't get hit by the Justice Punch. He didn't get hit by the Winds of War. Was barely able to skirt on the edges of Wannabe Lewis's face breaker. Because with that short Lucian range, it's very dangerous. So you have to be close. They can't be too close. Okay, we see another fight in the bottom and exhaust Angela Hurrian. The enchanted crystal arrow for good measure, and now Fizz gonna join his partner in the grave. A double kill for Slipstream again, getting a lot here. As just Belmont is being dropped very low here. Won't be able to contest this strike.
It's a nice trade coming through for Lewis.
He might be wanting more here. Doesn't commit the showstopper. Maybe could have found something there, but doesn't want to risk it with the tower so nearby.
And
Mountain
I think,
Drake goes.
yeah, I think the Mountain Drake here was huge. You had, I mean, giving Sejuani more tank stats, giving this Gallia more tank stats. I know Lilia and Sona do magic damage, but the majority of the damage is coming out of these two marksmen.
Yeah, indeed. See, finally the Rift Herald will be dropped here in the bottom lane. Must have just been about to expire. They get the first tower with it, and just as it looked like they were starting to slip up, Citrine fires right back into control here.
Given the first brick over to Steve, and they know he's the primary carry in this game, in this series, really. So they're just trying to get him all the resources he can take.
Interestingly enough, it looks like it'll be Stoneplate first item for Sejuani. I know a lot of people like to have the Warmox first items. Wannabe Lewis is finally going for the dive here, but he might have bitten off more than he can chew. So many tower shots come down, drop him so low, and now the Ornhorn is blown, but it doesn't seem to find the damage that Stoles needs. Now they're going to go back into the fray. Gets the face breaker right on the edge of tower range. Going to have to go in here. The Gallia ult won't be able to save him, or will it? No, because
Oh,
the Justice
no.
Punch goes wide, and now Baby Lilia is up against the real deal here, and it won't be pretty. Gonna get dropped. Actually, a good flash here means that he gives the kill over to the carry of this Catalyst lineup instead of just the Lilia. Unfortunate
I think
there.
the Lucian was getting it either way. I think the flash there was trying to hope that Iowa's redemption would come through in time. Unfortunately, it did not.
Yeah. Unfortunately, thus far, Baby Lilia not having the same impact as they did in game one. Mid
We are in a
boom is
pause.
the call.
Mid boom again.
Unlucky. Hopefully the mental is still good there after that play. Oh yeah. We're seeing once again this game has been going sort of back and forth, despite the fact that Citrine has been in the lead for most of the game. But now we're seeing here again Mystical Rogue making it happen on the Lucian. Picked up the kill there. It was hand delivered to him, but still good to see him pick it up. 4, 1, and 2 on the Lucian here. It's 17 minutes in. He's poised to carry this. Has to deal with Slipstream, which will most likely do well into the Lucian, I would assume.
Halfway to that Mermana transformation, which is a big item if you want your Lucian to still be relevant in the late game damage.
Looks like he's going Man Immune Essence Reaver, which I like, not falling into that Black Cleaver trap, which I know has fallen out of favor recently. No Bork either, at least not just yet. Might want to look at that later, because he has to deal with the Set, Sedge, and Galio. Stoneplate finally completed here for Jungle Monster. Picks up the Aegis next.
Yeah, we got a little bit of a gap here before the cleanse is back up for Urian. I wonder if Citrine realizes this and maybe they can possibly go for a ultimate down. But as I say that, the cooldown does come up.
Stoneplate Locket seems to be the vibe here for Sejuani, which I know is a very powerful combo. However, I think missing out on the Knight's Vow so early might be a bit of a problem. As long as it goes, as long as they build it fourth item, it should be fine though.
Yeah. I don't think it's. I like the Locket. It's taking away that AoE damage from the Lilia.
So right now, it looks like Citrine is doing their best to set up for the dragon. They take this and put them on an Infernal Soul point, which is the other big soul, of course. So they couldn't win a soul last time around, but maybe with the added damage, they can pull something off here.
Agreed. I'd definitely be looking to get this Infernal for obviously for the soul point reason, but if you can keep any extra damage off this Lucian, that's not a bad thing.
And as well, the soul will help with the sort of lack of damage consistency throughout the team. Because if you give that to anyone, they start to do damage. And we see Wannabe Lewis is in a spot of trouble here. Kind of shows up to prevent the Ornhorn being reactivated, but Stoles is able to dodge out of that Haymaker true damage. There's no threat of him dying. So a good pick on the top lane here. It looked like Lewis was pushed up way too far, didn't have the vision. It's going to pay for that. That
Yeah.
will allow the rest of Citrine to get some vision in on the bot side here. Teleport is up for Wannabe Lewis, and he'll be back alive for the dragon fight, so there won't be too much lost.
I think he was expecting Lilia and company to be bot side setting up counter vision for the dragon. Unfortunate that they weren't, and they were ready to pick him off.
Yep, Herald dropped here.
Nice
And,
tower shots forced onto this Lilia.
Seemed a little aggressive at first, but the goal is very righteous there from the Gallia. Now we might be seeing a fight here because the Infernal Drake is coming up. Teleport
See the
from Orange
TP
Channel,
behind.
and that's a deep teleport from Lewis. You gotta be sure that his team will be there with him. Doesn't look like just yet. Instead, it will be Lilia going down. Oh, a huge facebreaker finds two stuns, and now they gotta fight into the bullet time. Can they pull it off? It looks so. The stream is frozen. Uh-oh.
Is it? Is this frozen for you? Or are you so good? Because they fight off the Lucian and the MF, forcing them to recall, which gets them into an Infernal soul point. Let me try resetting that for you.
There we go. There we go.
Of course, as soon as I close it.
Yeah, the internet went down once again on me. So
Uh,
that's quite unfortunate.
it was
Usually,
relatively tame end of that fight. As soon as the Gallia ulted in, it was pretty much done. You get the flash out from Yuri and the cleanse to make sure he doesn't get engaged on there, and then the Lucian and the MF kind of just kite away and have to concede soul point.
So yeah, it looks like that was just about how the team fight should go for the side of Citrine. They had Lewis on the deep teleport, able to find a good face breaker there, set up the rest of the fight. The Orn not really able to do much on his own against the combined might of 4 or 5 members of the Citrine lineup. And that is just a good pick there with the with the Sedge ult to take just Belmont out of the fight instantly.
The CC win game strategy is seemingly working for the side of Citrine.
Never goes out of style. That Scryer's Bloom will spot out 3 different wards there. But unfortunately, the Lilia not able to clear those out by herself.
Yeah, the pink ward game has been on point for the Citrine side of this game. I know we haven't really commented on it the whole game. Honestly, that's a mistake on our parts. Both teams have done vision pretty well. Just the vision score on the side of Citrine compared to the side of Catalyst right now is a big proponent as to why they have a lead.
Iowa and the rest of the squad doing their best to keep the map lit up. The map lit up. It's getting a little late here, you know.
You've
We're
got
doing our best.
on top of that, you've got multiple pink wards in the inventory. Sejuani just used hers. Galio used one of his too.
Okay.
And
The big solo laner is going to be charging in here. Mystical Rogue going to pop the calling. Lewis doesn't really feel it, but the Bork will mean that the dash away is forced. Thought for a second that was a Lucian Bork, but instead it was actually set.
I was really hoping for a flash showstopper there.
But
Part
with
of
the
me was
cleanse
really
and the
hoping.
flash, very hard to get a kill off of
You
that.
cannot cleanse the showstopper.
No, but the follow up from Galileo can be.
Very true.
As
Very
Stoles,
true.
oh no, trying to clear out some vision in the pit. Gonna get hit a few times by Baron and actually look for the re-engage here. Iowa is caught out. In comes the Gallia ulti. stunned up for so long the sleep won't affect him because he's golden, and into the backline goes Baby Lilia. Already Fizz is down. What's next? Now it's going to be Stoll's burned down here. He's so tanky on the Ornn, but it just don't matter. Killed off there. Flash forward from Baby Lilia. Finds two more with the taunt. Cleanses on both marksmen. He'll go down eventually, but now it's just Mystical and Urian alive, and they can't stop this Baron should the side of Citrine choose to take it up.
And I think that's just a classic case of Citrine knowing exactly what their team comp's going to do. It goes in, you don't see the Lucian there. As soon as they know that Lucian's not around, they just hit the go buttons and just wipe the rest of the team.
Yeah, and it's important to note that for as good as their initiation is, their ability to absorb the enemy engage is even better. Because we saw the Arnold come in, we saw it seemed like Urian and Fizz found the fight that they wanted, but between the Galio, just soaking up with the taunt, forcing the enemy carries to reposition. Want to be Lewis, of course, no slash when it comes to the tankiness, despite not building any actual tank items. That's pretty cool, right? Please never change that. That's cool. Uh, Jungle Monster as well, just immense on the Sejuani. Got the Stone Plate, lock it out to keep his team safe. It's just so hard to actually get onto that Ashe. And
Yeah,
that's what
I
they
mean,
need to do here.
it's Citrine just executing their team fight to a T.
Mm-hmm.
Not only do they have good engage, but good counter engage.
Mm-hmm. Ulti's back up on the board outside of the hero's entrance. That means that this soul point fight will be very explosive. Mystical Rogue is already going in that much stake. Baby
Ooh.
Lilia can't get out because of the volcanic rupture. So it's going to be dropped low, but in comes set into the back line. Stoll's going to get dunked back. No one to land on from the side of Catalyst, but that doesn't matter because it's an even bigger Haymaker plus Facebreaker combo coming out from Lewis, and now he is wreaking havoc in the battle. Just Belmont forced to run away as Urian tries to fight his counterpart, but just can't do it. Jungle Monster's got the shutdown there. And now Fizz gonna get gunned down here. It's so hard to run from Ashe. Not even Sona can do it. Double kill goes the way of the tank jungler. And that means that Lewis can pick up Soul here, and they're gonna be pushing this mid lane with the Baron.
This is not looking good for Catalyst, and it might be their time for the comeback might be coming to a close here soon. Infernal Soul coming out. They're gonna take a lot of poke damage from this Gallia Morg.
Expert analysis there. This does not look good for the side of Catalyst. It might be a bit of a worrying trend if it continues, honestly.
Yeah, I really don't know how they get a good fight without just not. It looks like Citrine's just gonna 4-1 here. They need to get a pick, perhaps, or get a really nice crescendo. But without Flash, it's gonna be very hard for her to get a crescendo onto the Steve, because I think that's the key. Is if they can get a kill on Ashe, they can win a fight. But
I mean, though, even at this point, not only is the Ashe big, but so is the set. You can never really count out Sejuani damage, especially with the Infernal Soul. And Galio, he's behind right now. Make no mistake, he's not going to be doing all the one shot and we saw in game one. It'll still be a damage threat here.
and at side of Citrine, I think you just push your top and bot with put either Galio or Set in your bot lane, the other 4 in the top lane. I think you just kind of choke out Catalyst.
The Baron buff has fallen off here. Coming to 28 minutes on the game. It's about a 7.5 gold lead. 7,500 gold lead, that is. For the side of Citrine, they got the Infernal Soul uncontested on the Drakes. 6 towers to 1. Make it 9 in a few seconds here, as maybe they are able to mount a defense. Baby Lilia, the one to actually go bot here, because got the ulti to join from the distance. Now it looks like Wannabe Lewis is on the flank. This is disastrous for Catalyst. Already the showstopper burn. Arrow catches the Lilia. So that means that the jungler is dead, and now I will force the flash out does also burn the hero's entrance, but I think you take that, and in goes Lilia again. Gonna find the taunt onto 2, but it's a cleanse out for Mystical Rogue, but the Ornn doesn't share the same ability, and Flash Facebreaker will find knockback onto 2, and Urian gonna get run down here, taking out double kill for Jungle Monster. Not able to find anything more. Finally, Baby Lilia does fall, but it's a 4-on-2 right now. They're all very low, so it could actually be a fight the Mystical Rogue can take and win if he wants it. Fizz gonna go forward, does have to be careful here because over the wall comes the Sejuani once again, but no, this might be a mistake. Mystical Rogue, very big, despite his team being behind, he still can pump out the damage, and it forces the Sedge back into base.
I'm very happy that they backed off there. I was a little afraid they wanted to kill the mystical rogue and punish him, and I'm glad because I think that would have been a quadra kill, if not just a triple.
So many
They-
low health targets there. Just one auto attack plus the light slinger passive would have been the doom of just about all of them, barring
Uh,
obviously Jungle Monster there.
a jungle monster and Set would have been tougher to kill, but I think Iowa and Steve were definitely a double tap from the double guns on the side of
Bit of
Lucian.
a long D setup there. Speaking of setups, it looks like Citrine will find theirs around the Baron once again. To probably going to be what they need to close this one out. Of course, it's more powerful than the first iteration for the team. Sitting about 9K up in terms of gold. We made it
Take a
7 to
look at
1
the
in towers.
that is a big diffy in the Jiffy gold wise. 13,000 to
About
9,800.
And a bit of a diffy in the jiffy in game well as Lilia or just Belmont strays a little bit too close to the bush, forced to flash because of it. They do get some cooldowns, or rather a cooldown out of side of Citrine. The Ash ulti isn't available for just now, so if they're going to find a fight, it's right now. They
Yeah,
have to do it
only a
before
72-second cooldown, so not too terrible.
We see in the base, it looks like Lewis is just going to go for the towers here. They're stopping the backs. This might just be the end of the game here if they can keep them in the Baron area. Lewis can obviously destroy those towers so quickly. Backing on a ward is Stoles. Still trying to find it. They're looking for the 4v5 here. Might be a little bit risky, but they will probably take it. The Ornhorn is finally blown, and now they're going to get knocked up on the front lines. But it's the Ash that will be taking a bit of damage there onto the side of Mystical Rogue as he gets
And
locked up and killed. Stoles will share the fate of his
meanwhile,
fellow Soul Laner. And yeah, as I was saying, Lewis, he doesn't want the base, actually. He wants more of a fight. Gonna get a big haymaker here. Showstopper away. Make some distance between him and the rest of the team. And that beautiful Ash arrow will catch Viz. Goes down once again. 0-6, not looking good. Neither is the Nexus here, as Citrine will pick up their first win in week 1 here of Upsurge Junior League. Beautiful performance here. Beautiful performance game 1. And it's looking good for the Crystal Cave Gaming lineups thus far.
definitely a different style of game there, as both Steve and Iowa went deathless that entire game.
Bit of bot gap reminiscent of the Grand Canyon itself. 11-0 and 10 on the Ash. Iowa posting up 17 assists.
MF
Beautiful.
actually outdamaged Lucian there. I was a little surprised to see that.
Yeah, she was able to find a lot of damage. Sort of did the best with the sort of surroundings she was dealt, but when the set is that big and he's finding so many fights, so many flanks there, it's hard to do much.
And like I was saying in the early game, they wanted to funnel gold onto Slipstream, the 80 carry, and that they did. He had the most gold in the game by about 2,000, and had about 5,000 more gold than MF.
So dominating performance throughout the series by Slipstream. Really played very well in all three. It'll be exciting to see what he can do next week. But for this week, that'll do it for Citrine. Thank you all for watching. You can catch I believe, Gav in Iowa Thursday night. Same place at about 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time if we do start on time. That's always a bit of a question mark, but we'll try our best. This Friday, unfortunately, you won't be hearing me in Iowa. You will instead have to go to the Upsurge stream. They'll be taking the official broadcast there. You can see all their wonderful casters and such. I'm not sure the exact URL, but I'm sure you can find it if you just Google Upsurge streams.
I believe we will be hosting it on this
We
channel as
yes,
well.
we
So you
will
can just
also,
click on here and you'll be taken there.
and you can even chat with other members of CCG in that chat, and you won't be in the official chat, so you can sort of, you know.
We would never condone flaming. I just want to say
I
that
would, yes, do that.
before he finishes the sentence.
Do that with no repercussions. I won't tell anyone. Well, yeah, that'll do it for Gav and I tonight. Thank you all for joining us. I will see you next Monday. You'll see Gav on Thursday. So yeah, thanks everybody, and that should be it for the night.
Yep, that's a great series. Good performance on both teams, and that'll be it. Have a great evening.